7:30 on this Thursday, everybody. I'm Jason Mikell alongside Terry Eliasen. Welcome for another round of our weather chat here. We got some activity coming.
I wish we had a little bit of good news to talk about. I mean, I guess today is a lovely day.
Today is a lovely day. Yeah, today is going to be nice.
You did say pick of the week. We were on Monday, and you said Thursday is my pick of the week. And you came through for the people.
Listen, I'm in the green today.
Yes.
I'm in the green today.
Now, this may be the last time a lot of us see the sun until like next week. So I would advise, if you can get out for a long lunch break, maybe just say to your boss, you got some errands to run, just get out and soak it up for a little bit.
I said this morning, today is also National Siblings Day.
Oh,
so
really?
I said, call up your sibling, tell them to meet you for lunch and have them pay.
Perfect idea. I like that idea. So we should probably get to it. We got all kinds of sort of minor or moderate weather systems coming in here. This graphic kind of highlights there's really three things to watch as far as storms go. We have something going on tonight, some rain and snow showers, and yes, snow is in the snow word is back. Mm-hmm. Another period Friday night into Saturday with rain and snow, and then looks like on Sunday one final round at the coast. So.
Sure about that?
Yeah, I mean that Sunday storm, as we'll show you, it's going to kind of scrape by. But I think, it's the snow. Well, what is it? Is it the gray? Is it the snow? It's all just kind of like, can we just move on?
It's the attack on the emotional state is
right,
what it
right.
is. We should be, actually today we'll actually be around average. We'll be around 53 or so. A nice mild day, but you have sort of the pendulum ever so often wants to swing the opposite direction, and we have a couple times it's going to be doing that.
Yeah, so April snow is actually not unusual. It may feel that way, it may seem that way. Now, we don't get a lot of it typically, but we have had some sort of snow in Boston in April in 9 of the last 10 years. And you see the T's stand for trace, so that's like not a measurable amount, but we have had a trace already this April. So it's not unusual to get some snow mixing in, and that's probably what's going to happen tonight and tomorrow night. So again, it happens, but it usually doesn't happen this frequently. Usually you get it and then, you warm up and you move on, but not necessarily the case, at least not right now. And here's storm number 1 on the radar. You can see the snow off to the north and the rain to the south, and this is going to be moving in here later on this evening.
Oof, that does not look good coming through Pennsylvania right now. This is how, at least half of the state right now, we're actually starting to see sort of the outlying bands of clouds with this storm system. Give it to about 5, maybe 6 p.m. We'll start to see some more of those clouds beginning to filter inside of 495. And then after midnight tonight, then's when we start to see a bit more of the snow showers again move in. Now, bear in mind here, friends, even though the mid-levels actually be cold enough to support snow, I don't think we'll actually have temperatures cold enough at the surface to maintain a good stick.
Yeah.
If we do, we may have some high elevations areas over in the Worcester Hills, maybe northern Mass, that may receive roughly around 1 inch, maybe up to 2. Let's just say maybe 1 to 2. That's really not much. And again, bear in mind, we're not going to remain around the low 30s throughout the day tomorrow. We'll start to kind of pop into the 40s again.
Right, and it's hard to do this time of year. So here's what you're talking about. So yeah, I bet probably most folks, again, most of this happens overnight. So by the time you wake up tomorrow morning, you may have missed the whole darn thing. But you don't be shocked if there's a little bit of snow on the grass tomorrow morning, even east of that line. I mean, it's not impossible to happen somewhere in the Boston area, North Shore. So we could even extend that coating to 1 inch line eastward. But like you said, it's the pavement will be fine. The ground is warm overall, and so this is really a minor thing. And even if you do have it tomorrow morning, you have a little snow on the ground, it'll be gone within a couple hours. Yeah. So it's just more, I don't know, nuisance is even the word, but it's just kind of like, what are we doing here? It's like, my son's playing, it's baseball season, it's lacrosse season, soccer season, and this is the last thing you want to see if you're trying to play an outdoor sport, in April.
I have friends all over the country. I'm from the South, I have friends out west. I am reluctant every morning to even mention that, because I know several of them watch my Insta stories every morning when I do an update.
Yep. So anyways, the best chance of seeing, like you said, anything more than a coating will probably be in the Worcester Hills or Berkshires where there's some elevation. But the highs tomorrow, even though it'll probably be mostly cloudy most of the day, I don't think we're going to see a lot of sunshine tomorrow. So I think the average high this time, we're around 54, 55. So we're going to be 5 to 10 degrees below average for highs tomorrow. Gray skies, but most of the day will probably be dry until the evening when the next when the next one rolls in.
And that's just Friday.
And we're just starting. We're just starting. So what we're going to have is like a series of storms that are going to be well off to our south, just sort of throwing moisture up our way. And you take a look at this is the Futurecast Saturday morning. And once again, there's a lot of white and blue in there. You
know what's funny is it just fascinates me. So the center of the low will be off of the coast, so down near Delmarva. But look at where the west side of the cloud deck will be. It'll be back over towards almost to near Toledo, so somewhere between Toledo and Cleveland. That is hundreds of miles away. I'm still getting some cloud cover there. And Cleveland's not even going to really be getting much out of this.
Right. Relatively big storm here. Now, thankfully, it's not coming too close to our coast because that could mean, some flooding rain. And again, I think we've been saying this the last couple of weeks. Had this been a different time of year, had this been January, this would have been one heck of a snowy pattern.
One heck of a snowstorm.
Instead, any snow that does fall again on Friday night and Saturday, will be wet, mixed with rain mostly, and probably won't accumulate much. We'll have to keep an eye on it. And then most of the day on Saturday, we're probably just, again, cloudy, onshore wind all weekend long, so we'll definitely stay cool the whole time. But here's kind of just a little bit of what we're thinking for that Friday night into Saturday. Sort of the same areas, Worcester Hills, Berkshires, best chance of seeing some snow mix in, more so rain at the coast. But again, there could be wet flakes mixing in almost anywhere Friday night to early Saturday. So I don't know if I'd call Saturday an all-day washout, but definitely an ugly, chilly, raw, and damp, cloudy day.
Yeah, I will. A couple days ago, it definitely looked that way. I know I even mentioned that. It's probably not going to be the best, especially for morning or even afternoon sports. But if you can deal with the light spritz here and there in the sort of dank conditions, then I think you may be okay on Saturday.
I don't know that I can deal with it. We had it last weekend. I'm reaching the end. These are the highs, the forecast highs on Saturday. A lot of folks stuck on the 30s, upper 30s, north and west of Boston. That's like February kind of stuff. Not the temperatures you want to see in April. So definitely that, and you'll see those arrows coming onshore. That'll be the story all weekend long, basically. An onshore northeast wind that'll probably pick up on Sunday to some extent. So living along the coastline in spring in New England, just it comes with its hazards.
Now, what do you also think about the full moon on Saturday night?
Yeah, so that's a good point. We do have a full moon on Saturday, and typically that's if you have storms, powerful storms, that's when you kind of raise the flag for coastal flooding. The good news about this one, astronomically, yes, it's a full moon, but the tides in Boston are around 9 to 10 feet. And some of the biggest tides of the year usually reach close to 12 feet. So astronomically, yes, it's a full moon, but the tides aren't as high as they are during some of our other full moons during the year. So I think there may just be some minor splashover. And plus, the center of these storms are so far south and east, we'll probably remove from the strongest winds as well. So I think it's just nuisance. I think Sunday along the coastline is going to be miserable, drizzly, probably not a ton of rain, but just onshore, again. Now, if you're inland on Sunday, if you're out in like central or western Mass, you may even see a little bit of sunshine. So at least there's that. Folks out west will have a little bit better go at it on Sunday. So this is the total rain. Not a lot, right? You add up the tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday, and you're only talking an inch and a half of rain. So over 3 days, it's not a ton.
No, not a ton at all.
We're not worried about flooding or anything like that. It's more just kind of
just gonna be crud.
The misery factor. Yeah,
it's gonna be crud. And now let's talk about the pattern change. Usually the jet stream is a sort of a driver for a lot of our weather systems here. And when you look at sort of the mid and upper levels and how that jet stream is going to be sort of switching up here, we see sort of these. We can see wild undulations of the jet, and we can see sort of minimal ones. And as we head towards next week, we'll have a couple pockets of some cooler air by the middle of the week. This is after a cold front, friends.
Yep.
So we have a couple pop-ups possible for us, at least on Tuesday, with some thickening clouds. We're actually going to be popping a little bit warmer on Tuesday. We have a warm front lifting north, so we could actually see and experience mid-60s on Tuesday. And as the frontal boundary passes, we're likely going to have a clearer, or at least a drier Wednesday, but also a cooler Wednesday.
Yeah, it looks like one more cold shot. So we're not necessarily done with, like you said, we should at least get 60 maybe Monday, Tuesday, but then it's probably back to near or below average temperatures. And you can see over the next 1 to 2 weeks, it sort of like favors warmer temperatures in the west and cooler than average in the east. So If you're looking for like a complete end to this pattern and like, suddenly summer appears, it's probably not going to happen quite yet. You have to wait a little bit longer.
And to our credit, we did actually see this a couple weeks ago, 2 to 3 weeks ago. We did see this in the long-term track.
Yeah.
We just needed to break it to you easily.
Yeah, we're breaking it to you one miserable storm at a time. So here's J7 day. There are some 60s on there. So.
There are some 60s. That gives me a bit of a smile at the tail end. We do have an unfortunate wet and cool weekend, sure. Sunday starts to get a little bit better. We'll still likely have some couple spot showers around, but again, most of the heaviest rain will likely be right along the outer Cape and the islands there. Monday, a bit of a break. We'll be popping into the lower 60s. Tuesday, there's that system crawling through again. That'll likely lift us up a little bit warmer on Tuesday, and then that cooler pocket of air arriving for probably the tail end of the week. Wednesday and Thursday probably be the coolest you could see of next week.
And we keep saying April showers bring May flowers, so this May is going to be bopping.
Popping. Do you have a favorite flower?
Oh, now you got me. No, I don't have a favorite flower. Maybe. Let me think about that. Do you?
You got to think about it. Yes, the lily.
Oh, okay. That's a good choice.
I always like lily. I just think they're gorgeous.
If you are watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We promise we're going to try to find some good weather news here soon.
Somewhere.
Yeah, maybe by Mother's Day we'll find some nice weather. But Jay's going to have an update coming up at noon in just a little bit here.
I'll see you in about 19 minutes, everybody. Enjoy your nice and warmer Thursday. I'll see you in a few.